What is going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Garrett with Game by the Beach. And if you saw my thumbnail, which I'm sure you did, today or yesterday, I should say, we got to play the one and only Phonecats. If you don't know who Phonecats is, he is a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber, somebody that I have watched for a long time, probably about 5 years, mostly on YouTube. But the dude's a legend. He is a genuinely cool dude. Chris, if you're watching this, pleasure to play against you in this game. He's one of the big reasons that I started a YouTube channel as well as started playing this game. And as soon as I saw this game was pretty cool, I was like, you know what, let's give it a try. People probably want to watch, and it was a pretty fun game to play. So I was on the couch yesterday, just playing, trying to trophy push. I went up a couple hundred trophies, honestly, starting with a new deck, which you see here. And just so happened to start playing against him. He's running a Cauldron, Mime, Priestess, Wind Archer, something else deck. Oh, that legendary that comes down and takes your guys. So he's running a pretty unique deck. I'm running a new deck to this channel with the Hex, Priestess, Mime, as well as Boris and the Plague Doctors, who I think in this video I actually get up to level 9, which we're pretty excited about. But as soon as I saw we were playing him, I knew I had to jump on and film it. Of course, this video is not live. I'm now watching the gameplay again. If you saw in the very beginning, I was probably spamming emotes saying, oh, good luck, like, you know, something like that. But so far, so good. We're going to go into the Tamer in just a second here. And so far, so good. We are actually winning. You guys know better than anybody that I win about 50%, a little bit less. So going against Phonecats and actually winning or starting out winning is always a pleasure. Is always a good thing. So we took out that boss just a little bit faster than him. You actually could see in the video there was a notification. I'm not even going to crop it out because it's funny. There's a notification for Phonecats because I've subscribed to him for a long time. Of one of his videos. I don't even know what video this is, but clearly, you know, I'm definitely a fan. Hopefully he gets to see this video. It was pretty funny playing against him. I was laser focused on the couch. I was like, oh, none of these games matter, but now this one matters because I want to bring you guys the best content playing against Phonecats. But yeah, so far so good. Just to talk a little bit about the deck I'm running, I got beat by this deck. I was running something, I don't even remember what I was running, but I got beat really badly by this deck. And when I started playing it, I went on this massive tear. I went up like 100, 200 trophies. And then it kind of balanced out a little bit to where I can lose really bad and I can win really well. So you can see here, he's starting to have a little bit of trouble. They're getting right to the end. He's going to hit me with the good game. I hit him with the good game. And that right there is a victory against Phonecats. I mean, come on, talk about great content, guys. So I couldn't end the video there because I don't want to do just a 5-minute video. So we're going to jump into a couple more videos. I actually have one more PvP, and I actually show a co-op game because I've never showed a co-op game on this channel, and it's actually a really fun mode. So we're going to jump into a little bit more of that later in the video, but let's jump into another game here, still running the same deck. You can see here, when you start out early on, it's actually really sketch because you can get some cards to where are troops where they don't put any damage out or they put very little damage out. So you can get a bunch of priestesses, hexes, things like that. And then you're kind of stuck. You don't really have anything you can do. And I've been in situations where I practically die to like the 5th monster on the board. And it's really sad. It's really pathetic. But that's kind of the high risk, high reward. And if you can get through the beginning, then you're pretty well off. But sometimes it really is tough. So he's running another guy is running the legendary purple guy that comes down and takes your guys. Our board is okay. We've got 4 Borises now. So we should be in the clear for most of it. But if we can get to this point, we're usually good. The problem is it's not always the easiest to get to this point. So far so good. We got Gorgon in under a minute. I'm really liking the Hex guard and the Hex card, I should say. You can get really good combinations between the Hex, Boris, and the Plague Doctor. So you can see when the enemies are coming in, it's literally a cloud of Plague Doctor, smoke, poison, whatever. I guess that's the plague itself. Purple skulls popping up everywhere to where it's an instant kill from the Hex, and then obviously Boris just going ham with his blue bullets or lasers or whatever the heck they are. But you know, the big change about this deck, this is the first deck I've ran without the engineer probably since I got the engineer. And it's kind of nice because when you have the engineer, you almost need to put in the Portal Master, which you know, in my channel, I often say, you know, I don't really want the Portal Master because it doesn't do anything except switch people around. You know, the Hex, at least when it's on the board, it's doing something. It's increasing the chance of an instant kill. You know, when the Portal Master, you switch it and get the engineers online. After that, the Portal Master is just sitting there doing practically 0 damage like the Mime or the Priestess, you know? So I took the engineer out, which in turn took the Portal Master out, and now I can focus more on Boris and the Plague Doctor, which are really my only 2 damage dealers. But interesting enough, when you have the Hex in there, if the Hex is next to the Priestess, it's next to the Mime, both of those units shoot too. So they can get instant kills almost just the same. And you'll see, I think, later in this game, maybe it's in the co-op more, but instant kills are very abundant. They're popping up all the time. It's just purple skulls. I mean, you can see it right now. There's well, you know, there was 2 in a row, another 2 in a row. There's another one, right? So there, you know, I think the chances are like 1 in 2% if you look at the description on the card in the main menu, but they're pretty often. So I don't know if that's actually true. And one thing about the Hex is I'm not sure what the increase or the benefit is to when you level it up in tier. So if you level it up, not in tier, but at the bottom there, you get it to 2, 3, 4, and 5, or max, I should say. It's not 5. It increases the percent chance of an instant kill. That says it. That's said on the card. But if you increase the tier, there's no description of what that is actually increasing. So I'm not entirely sure what that does, but hopefully it does something. You see, I'm thinking about switching them. Once my board is looking like this, it's full of Borises. I mean, you look at his board, and it's also full of Borises. And I think, you know, I like this new deck that I'm running. It's somewhat unique, but at the same time, Boris is the best card in the game, right? It's the highest damage dealing card in the game. So is it really that unique to just have a board or a deck revolving around Boris or revolving around the best card to where your whole goal is to get as many of those cards on the board as you can? We almost killed Tribunal, so clearly we're losing. He has more Bori than I do. And we got Bedlam coming up in a minute 15. This deck struggles really badly with Bedlam as well as Tribunal, which was both the bosses that we have in this game. Because if you switch everyone around with Bedlam, it's really hard to combine people. And as soon as you start combining people and they're not Borises, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And then with Tribunal, you also pretty commonly have a bunch of tier 1 Borises. So when you have a bunch of tier 1 Borises, you're doing really well until Tribunal hits, and then they take them all out. So this deck, I would say try it out. It's actually really fun to play. You're switching people around really quickly, so you're not playing as passive. So again, it's probably useful that I'm just watching and talking rather than playing and trying to talk. But you can definitely get in trouble. I mean, we got a tier 4 Hex in the middle of our board. We've got a bunch of Borises. We're winning just barely right now, but so far so good. And we're just trying to hold on for dear life. It's a close game. You can see all the purple. Oh, and that's the victory. So he snuck in a hit right there, and that is a victory. So we are going to show one more video in this game, one more game in this video in this game, whatever it is. And it's going to be co-op. So if you guys haven't checked out co-op yet, it's a great way to get rewards, and it's a lot of fun. And I think it's really cool that different cards have different benefits for the different game modes, right? So for instance, if you look at the purple guy up top, if you play in PvP against him, he comes down and takes a tier away from your units. However, like we're doing right now, Jirach, when we play cooperatively, that guy comes down and you'll see it right here, and it will upgrade that to a tier 2 or a tier 3 or whatever. It'll do it one tier up, which I think is a really cool concept. And I don't know if this guy runs this exact deck on the ladder, but it's a pretty good deck to run cooperatively. So I definitely appreciate he's helping me. You know, he could be helping himself, but he's trying to help me, which in turn, I guess, helps both of us. But the other big thing I should say that I wanted to talk about in this video is, you know, last video I said season ending December 1st, and we're trying to trophy push and trying to do whatever. I looked this morning again, and they have actually changed when the season ends. So it actually ends on December 9th now, and I'm not sure exactly why they did that. I'm hoping they're doing that because they have some stuff in the works. They have an update coming. They've got new cards, maybe, and new nerfs, buffs, things like that. Different, you know, whatever, the clans like we talked about. And they just needed a little bit more time to actually get it ready for the game. So I have nothing to prove that that's true, but that's, I feel like, what would make the most sense. I certainly don't mind the fact that we have another week to trophy push. I mean, I went up to about 4,400, which is a trophy high for me, and then I dropped about 100 trophies. And I'm going to chalk it up to just bad starts and bad luck. I mean, it can't be that I'm bad, right? It's got to be the game itself, right? No, I'm just kidding. But so now we're back down. I mean, we're still higher than the last video, I would say. The rewards are getting much better as well. So we got 10,000 gold. I got that this morning playing. So we're building our way up. I've got all of my cards in the catalog to at least level 7, I believe. So I'll take that. And if you guys don't know, I don't think I've ever said this as well. If you guys don't know, upgrade as much as you can on all of your cards, even if you don't use them. The reason being is that there is a critical damage percent that you put out. And if you look at your cards at the top right below the deck that you're running, it says your percent critical damage. And every time you upgrade a card, it goes up. So mine's at like 400 or something percent. So the more you play, the more gold you're going to have, the more you can upgrade your cards, and then the more damage you're going to put out, even if you're not upgrading the cards that you're using. So little fun fact there if you guys didn't know. I feel like most people know, and on this channel, it's usually me asking for help from you guys rather than me giving you advice. But, you know, 4,400 trophies, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. I just had somebody tell me that they were at 5,000. So, you know, I'm not that cool, but maybe just a little bit cool. But back to the gameplay. We're at wave 13. We're going pretty good. Only thing really wrong with this deck, and it happens more in cooperative mode because you can get further in cooperative mode. You see right there, I had two tier 4 priestesses. I got a tier 5 mime. I just did a laughy face because now I have a tier 6 mime. And he's doing the cry face. I mean, it's not what you want, right? You don't want that. But again, it's cooperative mode. So there's no leaderboard, ladder, whatever. So it doesn't really matter if you win or lose, but you still get rewards. You still get pretty much all the rewards, and they have the same option for watching a video or an advertisement or whatever, and then you get more rewards. I do those all the time. I'm still free to play. I haven't had anyone tell me that I shouldn't be free to play, or really should be free to play. So let me know what you guys want, because I'm probably not going to do it this season because it doesn't make much sense. But next season, maybe I'll buy the premium pass or whatever if you guys want to see it, or if you guys would rather me be free to play because you guys aren't spending money and you want to see how far you can actually get. Let me know that too, because, you know, I'm happy to do that as well. I usually don't spend money in games. You know, I played Clash for years and years and years, and I spent very, very little. You know, I think I bought the season pass or whatever the heck it was called in that mode maybe twice in 5 years, you know, and I'm not even a 13 in that game. I got to level 12 and I I have no idea what I don't remember what the trophies are now, but so it's just something good to know. But we're still pushing here. We got to wave 18. He's rocking Cauldron. He's rocking Engineers. He's leveling them up like crazy. I do try and focus on leveling up my hexes because it does increase that damage. And I think this is exactly what I was talking about before. We get the purple skulls all over the place when we start killing them, because the hex combined with Boris, the fire rate is so high that the chances of getting a purple skull and insta kill is increased as well. Look at all of them. These are all insta kills. Insta kill. Okay, we didn't get those on the last two, but that's a lot. So wave 20, we got another boss. We got the Gorgon. I'm pretty well set up. I now have a tier 3 Plague Doctor in the middle, which I really do like the Plague Doctor. Like I said, I think I have him at level 9. I don't know if it shows it in this video or if it shows it in the other video, but it does really good. It does really well. I mean, except for in the beginning. In the beginning, it's a little bit rough, but so far, so good. So we're grinding out. Pretty much all I'm trying to do now is combine level 1 or tier 1 units just to try and get more and more Borises. But I'm wondering what they're going to do with Boris, because clearly everyone wants it and either hates it, loves it, depending on if they have it or not. And I wonder if they're going to nerf it. But I don't even know if they're going to do balancing changes. I really haven't heard anything. So if you have heard anything, let me know and I will let everybody else know, or so on and so forth. But yeah, so we're still going 23. I think the highest I've ever got in co-op is maybe 31. The third boss is Bedlam, and it's crazy tough. I mean, with this deck, it's really hard to deal with Bedlam as well. But in general, I think, in co-op, it's really tough with Bedlam. It has a ton of health and it switches everybody around. So by wave 30, you should have a pretty good setup. And in 5 seconds of Bedlam on wave 30, everything's changed. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, I don't even know how the purple legendaries work. I don't know if they're able to choose who they want to upgrade, who they want to take away in PvP mode. So I mean, it doesn't really matter because I don't have the card, but I'm just curious because throughout this entire game, he was leveling up my hexes. And at one point he leveled up like a tier 3 priestess or something, which clearly you don't want. We're getting really close. They're getting right to the end. Oh, and we're still going. Wave 26. This is actually going to be a pretty long video. I hit him with a good game, thumbs up, because it's going really well. I mean, he's still got a ton of cauldrons over there, which by now I would think he would want to trade in for, a damage dealing unit. But really all he has is an engineer and the Reaper. So he's kind of doing a very similar strategy to me, except I have Boris and the Hex, but I'm still trying to get that instant kill, and I'm still trying to get that high fire rate to couple with it. So we're running pretty similar strategies. I don't have that purple guy, so I can't rock it. I've rocked the Cauldron a little bit, but I feel like there's better cards. I didn't really use the Elixir Collector in Clash Royale, so I think this one is pretty much the same strategy. So we're still chilling with this crazy tier 5, tier 6 mime, whatever that is. And we're going right on to 29, wave 29. Let me know how far you guys have gotten on co-op. I mean, it takes a lot to have a good, not opponent, but partner to be trying to push up. And it's really tough. And it's going to be really fun when you can actually play co-op with somebody you want to play with, a friend of yours or whatever. But here we go, wave 30. We've got the Bedlam. It started out at like 900k HP. And look at that switch. I mean, I have such high level cards and almost none of them are damage dealers. For a second, I had a tier 5 Boris, and now it's a tier 5 Plague Doctor. Look at that. I'm combining the mimes. Tier 5 Priestess. That is going to be it. I hit him with a good game. We still have the tier 5 Priestess trying to level people up. We actually did get a high level Boris at the end there. But that is the end of this YouTube video, guys. If you don't know who Phonecats is, I'd be very surprised. because if you know who I am, you probably know who he is. Check him out. He's such a good dude. Love his videos. I'm going to leave the link in the bio here. But if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will check you guys out in the next video.